What up, guys? I hope everybody is doing well. Just want to do a little health check, go over some TA. We did have the CPI data came out. If there was one that I was a little worried about and thought would spike a little higher than it did, it would be this one due to variable lag. Certain things have not peaked, such as services. Cars are still at an all-time high for new cars. Used cars are still up there. So there's some variable lag, and when you look at the year over years, you know, it made me a little nervous, but there was also not just headlines, some core things that were making me nervous. It wasn't too bad. And after I read it, my overall assessment was the secular trend is still heading downward as far as inflation goes. We are making progress with the rate hikes. My personal assessment is they'll probably do 2.25% interest rate hikes in a row and then give it a pause and kind of see where we go. We definitely have some really good bullish movement, and I will show you that here in today's video. You will definitely know what I mean when I say more up than down. You will be able to see the oscillations and why the price action is going up, because we are in the accumulation phase. Like I had been mentioning since I was saying we're going to bottom here on the indexes. That was 4 months ago. Now we have Morgan Stanley and we have Wells Fargo 4 months later agreeing with me that we have bottomed and we are in the accumulation phase, and the price action shows it. So let's go through some different stuff. But one thing I just wanted to show you really quickly, and this is Bitcoin, by the way, on the hourly. And just if you want to look on the daily, there's those crosses I was talking about in the last video. They've crossed. You should be in right here at 22,190, and here you are at 24,680. For tighter trading, you'll be doing it on the hourly, so you would have got in here at 21,131, and you're still in. Okay. So one of the things I just want to show you briefly is when you are in Webull, and I do have a link in the description. You can get up to $30,600 in shares for signing up and more when you put money in. It's a really great platform. I mean, it has everything you need. But this is what I do. I have all my different watch lists, and I have a lot of them. Okay, I have as many stocks as you are even allowed across all these watch lists. So during the day, on this one, Jedi Compound, it's a mix of everything I like and that I trade and I play with. I click change percentage and it'll show me the top percentage gainers, and all these will move and they'll rank by percentage. So Upstart was a big mover. Coinbase was a big mover. Hut was a big mover. There's Riot. So now there's a theme. Okay. So obviously crypto is moving. So I'm able to make alerts. I'm able to hunt momentum. I'm able to see what's going on quickly by doing that. Same thing with after hours. When I click on it, I know that Roku and Shopify had earnings, and it says right there. And then look, it's up a lot in after hours. Quickly, efficiently, you can move really fast. Now, I use my trading view a lot, every day in fact, but I want to just show you in both in this video as well. So when you have it, you can just simply click on one of them, and these gray lines are extended hours. Okay. And if I just take them off, you know, you're not going to see what's going on in the after hours, but you can see it very clearly. So during after hours, when I'm filming this, I like to have it on. This is a really great tool. If you don't have it, click my link. It's loaded with Google, by the way. I'll just tell you that right now. It is a random generator, but you know, because it's my affiliate link, I'm told what they load it with, and right now it's loaded with Google. So it is like a random auto generator, but there's a lot of chances for Google right now shares. Okay, so then you could come over here and you can do, you know, change high to low, which is what I do. Okay, and you can choose the time frame like we talked about in my last video, how to handle choppy markets every time. Now, I am beating every single index by a landslide. In fact, I'm beating the Dow right now by, it was 46% this morning. Let me look, hold on. How do you do that? %56.78% I'm beating the Dow personally on one of my personal accounts. That's no joke. In the Jedi Simulator, we all started on the same day with 1 million. I'm at 3.2 million already. It's February. That's 200% plus. So what I teach you in these videos is for you. It's not me. In fact, not only does Google not pay me, but I have to pay them to put videos out to have Google AdWords at this point. It's kind of ridiculous. Okay, so we're in Webull, we have extended hours on, and we're on the hourly. If you watched the last video, you know why, because I am doing a health check. So I like to take a look when I am swing trading to do it on the hourly or the daily personally. My personal preference is to have a core position and buy low, like we look at in TradingView all the time, and then just hodl. Okay, and then I have other ones that I trade where when it crosses on the 5 to 9 on the daily, as an example, like, what is this? Upstart? It's about to cross. We could probably find me a different one. About to cross on Coin. Here's a really good one. This one's already crossed way down here at $86.24. This is Airbnb. Now, it tested the 6, it got choppy, it came all the way back down to 6, it went up, it went through the 6, it went through the 9, it pulled all the way down, and these two pinched, but they did not cross. The green did not go through the blue, they did not cross, and it was above the 200, and it shot up. And it's currently at 137.01, and if you followed that system and bought this crossover here at 86.61, you would be up a tremendous amount. You know, something like, I don't know what it is offhand, 75-80%. So it's a lot. Now, I mentioned that it pulled back to the 6, it pulled back to the 6, it pulled back. That's normal. These are oscillations. That's all they are. And when you look at them in TradingView, I'll show you, they're just simply oscillations. People take profit, okay? Then they rebuy. They take profit, they rebuy. They take profit, you know, the macro landscape gets shaky, news stuff pops off all the time. There are pullbacks, but when you're in a strong uptrend coming out of phase 4 into phase 1, you start seeing breakouts and you start identifying leaders. I made a ton of alerts about breakouts today, and so many of them hit, okay? And they're still hitting to this very moment. In fact, Matic was one of them. Ethereum had a local breakout off the hourly. Some pretty good stuff out there. So what you do is you decide if you want to do it on the daily or the hourly, depending on your conviction. And if you want to be really fast with your trading, you can do it on the 5 minute or so. So we'll do a little health check on things on the hourly. And we'll look at the daily, and then if I give you the green lights to the beach on the daily, then in this video, if I say that green lights to the beach, it's because it's crossing on the daily and it's safe to enter. So let's just take a look. So Upstart is still good on the hourly, just about to cross on the daily. It hasn't crossed, so we want to wait another day. Coinbase looks good on the hourly. It's right about to cross on the daily. We should give it some more time. Hut Mining, look at that. If you would have bought here at 165, you're now at $2.40. That's a big gain. That's on the hourly. And it's close to crossing on the daily, but not quite there. Airbnb looks good on the hourly, and we already spoke about it on the daily. It crossed way down here and has not ever crossed back. So it looks really good. Okay, Riot Blockchain. Riot Blockchain is another one that I have been swinging and making a lot of money on and putting in these videos. So you would have bought the cross here at $5.52 and you're at $7. It's massive. Let's see what it looks like on the daily for safety. And it's right about to cross in about a day. Okay, then your first breakout will be right here at $7.50, and then your next big resistance, which is also kind of over by this peak, and then you got the 200 to deal with. Once you get over the 200, you're officially in phase 1. So we're gonna try to keep it simple and move fast, but you know, what you really need to understand is kind of know where you're at in the phases. Okay, that's what I mean by leaving phase 4, going to phase 1, the accumulation phase. You never completely know where you're at in the cycle, because cycles don't begin and end necessarily, and they're based on a complete chaotic set of variables. Now, if you were looking at something simply like a secular trend on GDP over 2 decades, and you saw that it had an excess of 2% for 7 years, and then it had a decline of 1% or for 3 years, and then it was flat for 2 years, and then it went up for 1% for 5 years, and you could do the math over 2 decades on that secular trend. And they usually trend up over longer periods of time because economies, they do more business, more trade, and businesses do better, their earnings, so they tend to trend up. But there are phases, and we are leaving phase 4, going into phase 1, and things are really bullish because the secular trend for inflation is going down, okay? Beyond Meat, I keep seeing it at the top. Anytime I see something at the top like 3 different times in a short period, it's something that catches my attention, so I put it in this list. It looks good on the hourly, and it's about to cross on the daily, but not quite yet, okay? Now, One Harmony, you actually would have bought that here at just over 2 cents, and you're almost at 3 cents. You actually never sold because they never crossed, so that's on the hourly. Let's look on the daily. On the daily, that's green lights to the beach. It's crossing right there. See how you can see the space in between the 2 lines? That's what you're looking for. You're looking for them to cross and to get in at the beginning, and then you got to break out right here. And when it breaks out, you can kind of put your stop right below and let it run. And it should do one of these big suckers like this, where these 2 lines just go for a long, long, long time again. And this one you actually never sold because they never crossed backwards, or did they? Oh, they did. I'm sorry, they crossed backwards right here. And then you rebought right there. Okay, so you just sold and bought back in at the same price, it looks like. So that one does look good, which is One Harmony. Okay, GBTC. Now, there's a big negative, what do they call it? Negative asset value. So it's the opposite of a premium. You're actually getting a discount. And on GBTC, it has had a lot of, FUD going on with FTX and just all these different companies that have suffered since the FTX debacle. However, if you were to buy a Bitcoin right now, you'd be buying it at $24,668 at the time of this video. However, GBTC is $12.18 a Bitcoin. So if you spent $12,180, that's like getting 1 Bitcoin because of the negative asset value, okay, the discount premium, okay? Something to think about. There's risk in Bitcoin. There is risk in, if you have an ETF, you're paying an active management fee. If you have spot and you have it on your own wallet, I mean, that's probably the best way if you're gonna hodl Bitcoin for a long time. But if you're just gonna trade it and you're just trying to make money, GBTC is not bad. It's a trust, it's shares, it's not, you're not going to be getting the spot, but you can trade these oscillations, and you could trade these crosses and these clouds, and you can get in low. And what happens is Bitcoin goes up, that negative discount shrinks. Okay, so right now, if a Bitcoin is 24,600, this is like 100% less in cost than that if you were to buy 1,000 shares of this versus 1 Bitcoin. Okay, food for thought. Let's look on the daily, and on the daily, it's about to cross over. So, not a bad idea. I might actually even do that just for make some extra money. Affirm on the hourly is looking good. In fact, it had a good day today, didn't it? Yeah, it went up 12.21%, but on the daily, not showing yet. You got to be careful with these things. You got to decide, am I trading the hourly? If you are, then you got to exit the hourly. If you're trading the crosses on the daily, then just wait it out, because remember, you're still under the 200, and how many times has this thing gone up under the 200 and then failed? So you're always going to have a higher probability of a longer gain once above the 200, even though price is a little bit higher. So, if you waited for this to cross and you wanted a firm and it came in over here, say 1550, and then it just rallied way up, well, that's great. That's what you're trying to do every time you do this, but it just hasn't worked yet. So food for thought on that. I sold my Affirm. Now Roku, look at Roku, especially in the after hours. See, if I take the after hours off, it still is bullish. But because they reported in after hours, it got really bullish. So we went from here all the way to here. That's really, really good. In fact, it says it's up about 11% in after hours, $70.47. That's remarkable. I don't own Roku. I wish I did today. It is crossing. Okay, that's a green light right there. See the little cross? Let me make it bigger. See how they're crossing? The green's above the blue? That's green lights to the beach. That means Roku is going to be going up in a cloud. Still under the 200, but hey, if you got this, now you got a good earnings. If you remember the videos that I did on Netflix, what happened after Netflix dropped so much and then had a good earnings, it went up and it's still going up to this day. Okay. Let's look at ChargePoint. ChargePoint, this was a breakout area right here, and it's kind of got to it and it's rejecting. So we'll keep an eye on that, but still bullish on the hourly. And green lights to the beach on the daily. Okay, so that's something you might want to think about. Palantir, really good. Picked this one up in Airbnb yesterday, which was Tuesday, and that was smart. That was a good move. I bought some other stuff too. Everything went up today. It was good, except for some of the big tech like Microsoft and Google and stuff didn't. But I'm already so far up on those, it doesn't matter. Still was a good day. So what is this? Palantir. So they had their earnings yesterday and they gave good guidance, and their earnings was good. Obviously people liked it. This has been a huge winner. Yesterday was, up there over 10%. Today is close to 10% as well. So on the hourly, looks good. And on the daily, I already know it's green lights to the beach because I bought it when this crossed, and it's above the 200. So now there's your higher probability and measure of safety. Okay. So let's go take a look at the next one. C3.ai. I'm still holding mine. I have not sold it. In fact, I am currently up. If I can find it. It moved just now. About 50% gain so far on my C3.ai that I bought a few weeks ago when I made all those alerts. Okay, so on the hourly looks good, and on the daily, I didn't get to buy it this low. I bought it like over here somewhere, and look, the cloud went this whole way, and it never closed. And see how it never closed? So it's gonna try to break out here at 2760 and then do more. I mean, this was just an oscillation in an uptrend. More up than down. More up than down. Okay? Stairs up. Higher lows, higher highs. And that's the phase that we're in. Okay? Dash has been incredibly strong lately. This is a crypto, not DoorDash. This is a Dash crypto. Look at it on the hourly, looks beautiful. Look at it on the daily, looks amazing. Okay, Dash is green lights to the beach. ETHE, it's Ethereum based trust by Grayscale, and Ethereum is up pretty good today. It's currently at $1,686 per token. But if you were to buy this, 1,000 shares of it would only be 7,870, and that's basically 10 Ethereum versus paying 16,000. Where did Ethereum go? It's near the top. 16,860. This is a big difference. So if you're just trading it, ETHE looks really good. Let's look at it on the daily, and just about to cross, just like the GBTC. There is risk with that, with all the crypto stuff going on, but I just want to mention it. Crow, which is crypto.com, on the hourly, look at that momentum, and the daily, it's about to cross, looks like it's going to soon. SoFi on the hourly also looks good, and SoFi does get the green lights to the beach. It is finally on the 200. It had a bounce off the 200 and then crossed. That's even more bullish. So now you're looking at a breakout over here at 772. Okay, SoFi finally looks ready to rock and roll. Okay, Unity Software, another one that I've been running and doing really good on. Looks good on the hourly still, even though it's had a lot of these crazy things. I've held through, and it's actually made a lot of money on this thing. And there you go, you're still in the cloud on the daily under the 200, but just go back and you can look, and see how high Unity went, and it, you know, there it is, $201.12, and you're still just at 42 bucks. So, you know, there's your cross way back here at 28 bucks, and you're at 42.67. So it's already been a huge gain. Just got to wait the time out and trust the system. And this is one of my systems, but Unity software is green lights to the beach. Asana, it has not been acting like a leader like some of the other ones, but it looks great on the hourly right now. And it did just get the cross today. Interesting. So under the 200, but it is crossing with really good momentum on the daily. So that one is actually green lights to the beach. And I don't know if you could say this is a cup and handle, but if it does break out of this and turn into a handle, I suppose that's going to be a cup and handle breakout. So we need to keep an eye out that at 1805. Put a little maybe alert on there. So yeah, just throw a little alert on there. See, I get the little bell on there, so now I know. It'll just let me know. DraftKings. Okay, DraftKings has been making some moves finally. This is a breakout spot right here at 1812, so it's right on approach. It has been moving up on the hourly, looks good. And on the daily, you got green lights to the beach way back here at 1164, and you really have it now because you're above the 200 with price action breaking out. And on the daily, it looks like it did break out actually and held. So yeah, DraftKings is actually ready to now own if that's something you wanted to own. I did mention that back here, that it's a good diversifier in your portfolio, and it looked like it had good momentum. Something to consider. Lucid has also been moving. I told you I sold at like 114% on that one, and I ended up rebuying it, and then I went down, and then I doubled down, bought more, and now I'm almost back to even. I'm in the 11s, just a little higher than this. So I got super lucky and bought this right here, this cross, I think it was. And it just went up, it did its thing, and then boom, when it launched, I was like, oh, nothing goes that parabolic. And I didn't even wait for the crosses, I just sold. And I sold right at the top. Then, when it came way back down, I think I bought, I don't know what I did. Maybe I bought here. Yeah, I probably bought here, and then it failed on me with that oscillation. And then I just bought more. And it brought me to like a price range in here somewhere, so I'm close. And you know, that's showing momentum. You can see it on the hourly too. It is showing good strong momentum today, and on the daily it's about to cross over, but it hasn't. It's not acting like a leader though, like some of these other ones. Shopify down in the after hours. Okay, I didn't see the earnings. I took a nap. In fact, I just woke up from a nap. But yeah, something didn't go good with those earnings. And on the daily does show that you can be in it, but this could definitely change tomorrow. So I would wait and see. Obviously, I need to look at those earnings and see what's going on there. Now, I already know that this looks really good. Polkadot. Polkadot, for the first time in a while, is showing some serious strength. There it is on the hourly. And it's crossing right now. Polkadot is crossing on the daily, so that's really, really good. Sorry, I have screens everywhere. I have trades going on. I'm looking to the left, I'm looking at my phone. I got stuff. I just got stuff everywhere, so bear with me. All right, Plug Power. This is another one showing a lot of strength. There we are on the hourly, and on the daily we're about to cross over. Okay, so that looks good. Webble, this is one that I have. It's a triple leverage. I really like the holdings. It's too many holdings to go over with you, but it's triple leverage, and it's basically got a lot of really good companies in there. It looks great on the hourly, and it's crossing right now on the daily. And this is, I recommend, this is good. I wish you guys would have, got it when I mentioned it in my last couple of videos down at $8, but This is a good one. This one's killing it. Let's look at Zcash. Last time we looked at it, it was a mess. I don't own Zcash, but it does look better on the hourly. Still kind of funky on the daily. However, it is trying to cross, but how could you ever trust that cross with all these other ones that have looked like that? So that's kind of why I've just stayed away from that. I don't like sideways markets. ARKK, I mentioned it many times, even months ago, saying pretty soon it's going to be Kathy Woods laughing, because as inflation goes down, tech goes up. Okay, looks good on the hourly. It's already crossed on the daily bullish, and this, well, this is going to be a breakout at a minimum, maybe not a cup and handle, but definitely a breakout over here at 44, 41, 42. So look out for that. That could be pretty massive. A lot of people will be looking at this arc and getting ready to buy this and break this out and push it over the 200. And then it's really going to look good, guys. Okay. Robinhood also looks good on the hourly. It was just a really bullish day. It's just now crossing. It's actually crossing right now. I guess you can get that green lights to the beach, or you can wait one more session. It's been pretty bullish last 2 days, Monday and Tuesday. So, you know, I do think it's going to be going up for years from this point. I do think we bottomed a long time ago. I do think that you should have been buying, you know, at the bottom when everybody was scared. And you know, I mean, I have so many that are, you know, up 100% plus. A lot more that are about to hit 100%. I am like married to them now because I bought them so well for the huddle. But I'm also using this system to trade these crosses and crushing it. And like I said, I'm up. How do you do that? Oh, I'm up. Like 56.84% outperforming the Dow on my own portfolio. It's like no joke, guys. Like, it's all about outperformance. People can't, like, there's so many people out there that just can't outperform the benchmarks. Not this guy. It's a whole different deal over here at the wheelhouse. So yeah, that's looking good. Piton, they had a good earnings. That looks good on the hourly. And it's threading through. It hasn't crossed, but it is looking good. And I mean, you know, it's good momentum. So if you were in it, you bought over here, you sold over here, you're probably about to re-enter, same price. The reason you do that is because you don't know how far it's going to fall. I prefer to use the Jedi green light strategy and just hold through it on my high convictions. But if I'm trading, then I will sell. Square, that thing is a beast. Look at it on the hourly. It looks amazing. This is another one I've made a lot of money on this year. And it's right under the 200. It was above it, so it got a little scary. And it's about to cross over with these crosses and get above the 200 again. So Square is a good one, and that one should go way back up to the top. And if you've been on this channel, you know we were buying that literally at the very bottom, which was that number from 2017, that big support. So this is Zscaler. I've noticed Zscaler's had some momentum lately. Here's the cross back here at $107. You're now at $142. You're still in the game. Okay, so Zscaler looks good. Dutch Bros, another one I've noticed, has had a lot of momentum. I don't own this, but look at this on the hourly. And then if you go to the daily, I mean, you would have bought it here at $29.10 and you're at $40.83. I mean, it's not a double, but it's good. And the structure is good because it came down on the oscillation, bounced off the 200, broke out here, and it's still running. So that's something to look at. Here's another one that's been catching my attention, and it had an earnings today, and so it looks like the earnings went well. Now this thing is a monster. I mean, this thing is a monster. It pays fat. This is Datadog on the hourly, and you would have got it here at $69.81, and now in after hours you're at $92.42. So Datadog is a runner. Okay, green lights to the beach. Zoom video communications. Looks good on the hourly, and you do have the cross still under the 200, but you do have the bullish cross on the daily. And this might be a cup, this could be a handle breakout. It's hard to say. The breakout would be around 84.62. The bigger breakout would be over here around 88.32, but you do have green lights to the beach. You are under the 200, so you know your probability is a little lower, but still worth getting in on that action if that's what if you like that company. Luna looks good on the hourly, and on the daily it doesn't even show on the chart. CrowdStrike, I've been talking about this for a long time. CrowdStrike looks amazing on the hourly, and it's already been in the bullish cross since $100, and you're now at 120.52, and you're still in it, and you got a long ways to go. See this purple one? That's $147.81 just to the 200. But this thing could go all the way back up to $300 easy up here, and then much further. CrowdStrike is cybersecurity, okay? Kind of, you know, in the same realm as Palantir, which is also doing really good. Cybersecurity is going to be around for a long, long time. They do different things, but they're in the same kind of group. Okay, ERY, this is energy. Let's skip that. That's coming down. Same as DRIP. That's coming down. Hibble. Now, Hibble is a high beta bull, triple leverage, and it's something I'm considering buying. Actually, it's just so darn bullish right now, and I didn't get it. I bought Webble, and I have bulls in FNGG and FNGU, and God, all those things are screaming. I mentioned them on the channel multiple times. This Hibble one is one that I'm interested in too. Looks like we got a big breakout here, which will be like this peak over here, and then, dude, that thing could go nuts on us. I might need to get Hibble even at this higher price. How high did this one go? Let's see. 87.79, and you're buying at 40.97, so it's a little more than a double back up. I think that might be a good one for me. TNA, that's small cap bull, triple leverage. That would have been a good one today. So on the hourly looked good, and on the daily you have a cross right above the 200. That's a green lights to the beach. When it's crossing right on the 200 with price action above and crossing, that's a good sign. DocuSign, been mentioning it since down here. Looks great on the hourly. It's green lights to the beach on the daily. Okay. Crocs, this is one I bought 200 shares of it. I bought 100, then it went down. I bought 100 more, and then it got back to even, plus a little bit yesterday. I trimmed 100 before earnings just to be safe, and then it went up. The last 100 shares I have went up today more. And this is the big breakout coming at 128.05. We'll see if it rejects or if it breaks out, but I'm pretty sure it'll break out. It's a good company. So that's cool. That's for my hodl. FNGG, this is the one I was talking about a minute ago that I have that I'm doing really, really good on. Yeah, green lights to the beach. CRISPR, a little bumpy, but over the 200 and in the cloud on the hourly. And hasn't quite crossed on the daily, so still want to be a little cautious. Google struggled lately, but finally had a good day, and on the hourly it is heading up, looks good, and on the daily it does not quite yet. It is not crossed, so we'll just kind of be patient on that one. I own a lot of the stuff in this list, but I do own Crocs, DocuSign, FNGG, CRISPR, Google, Tesla. Let's look at Tesla. Tesla's been killing it. Tesla had a local breakout here at 212.88. It's now almost at 216 in after hours. So this thing is going to be a monster. We should see where it's going. Well, it's going above the 200, and then it's going here to 228.63. Okay, and then it's just going to follow these peaks. All right, and it's just going to get sick. The volume's coming in. It'll probably, you know, it needs to have one of these oscillation pullbacks. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it needs to do this to be healthy because your RSI is so hot. But, I mean, it's telling me it's going to continue to go up. Okay, TQQQ. If you want to bet on the Qs that the NASDAQ will be going up, you can. It looks good on the hourly. And on the daily, it looks really good. Sam Boston Beers, another one. That's green lights to the beach. Again, way up in the cloud. Huge oscillation down. It's a pretty scary oscillation, that looks like. Out of 359 from 417. Yeah, that would have been scary. And then, but it just recrossed above the 200, so it does look good if you wanted Sam Boston beer. Not good in after hours though. I'll have to see if there was an earnings on. Oh, there wasn't earnings today. Okay. So Neo, let's look at Neo for you guys that like Neo. Now Neo had some strength on the hourly today, so that's good if you're trading it, but not ready for a full-blown swing trade on the daily quite yet, or even a hodl for safety. Caterpillar on the hourly looks fine. The daily, it has not crossed, but if you notice, I think Caterpillar's up at like all-time high. So, I mean, that's a big company. It's up there, like McDonald's and Caterpillar are kind of near all-time highs. So, FNGU, this is that triple leverage FANG that I have. I love this thing. I'm killing it with it. Can't even believe it's at 90 bucks. So crazy. Looks good on the hourly. Looks great on the daily. Just holding. CCJ, this is another good one. Good on the hourly. This has been a good money maker lately. Look at it on the daily. So you would have bought this cross right here at 22 bucks and you're at 29.62. So, I mean, when these things cross, man, you just got to monitor it every day. And a lot of times what I do, if it's not hodl, if it's hodl, I use the Jedi green light system. And if it's lower conviction but has good momentum and I know I can make money on it, like this one, I just buy the cross, and then what I'll do is I'll buy the cross usually on the daily, and a lot of times I will actually put the stop on the 9. Even though a lot of times it'll go down to the 9 and bounce back up, I'm okay. I'm okay taking my profit. And I'll look over and I'll be like, why do I have more cash in my account? Something got sold, and it's usually because I'll buy the cross, but I'll do the stop 9. I just do that to kind of protect myself, and what I do is I compartmentalize it by conviction of how I do it, you know. I do the same tactic on the 5-minute and just do day trades too, but I like using my TradingView a lot for that as well. I like using both. I use TradingView mainly, and this is a confirmation. So Disney looked good on the hourly. It did go up about $2 today, right? $1.58. And it is bouncing off the 200, which is good on the daily, and it's about to cross. So, you know, I'm long Disney. I don't even have a stop on it, I don't think, on that one. I'm just long Disney. I bought it way down here at the bottom. Amazon also got this one super low. The hourly's looking super good, and it's about to cross on the daily. It hasn't yet, but Amazon's been going up. I mean, if you're in Amazon, you know, since down here, I mean, this thing has been going up and up and up and up and up. So it's been like a Tesla. Apple also has been going up a lot if you bought low with me. So on the hourly, it looks really good, and on the daily, I mean, there's your cross right there at 129, and now you're at 155, and you're still in it. And you do have like kind of a breakout coming tomorrow, or today it'll be for you when you see this video. So Apple, you know, I mean, I think everybody should have Apple, but that's your call. Bitcoin is doing incredible. It's doing incredible on the hourly. Look at that. Boom. You're at 24,668. If you go to the daily, this is what I mean by understanding the cross. Okay, there's the blue line I went over in the last video. There's where you sell. You made 5,200 per Bitcoin, and this is what I mean. More up than down. More up than down. More up than down. Okay, that's what I mean. You're in this phase. You're in phase 1. You're above the 200. And I called it over here. We'll probably come to the 200. I even put it in the title. And in the next video, I said, it's okay. It's healthy if it comes down to 200 and bounces. That's normal. That's a good thing. So it broke out over here at 23,773 or so. I would get my accuracy more from TradingView than Webull on this, on a line chart, but somewhere in that zone. I also had a little one over here at the 23.2. So yeah, it's on the hunt, and Bitcoin's looking real good. It is going to get into that box of confluence at around that 25,190 area. That's like when you enter the sticky zone. So I think once we go in there, we might be stuck in there a little bit. Yeah, this thing's moving my portfolio. Zim, we can skip that one. Soxel, semiconductors, triple leverage. Looks good on the hourly. And yeah, you would have bought in over here on this cross at $10.26. You're now at $17.54. Price action just above the 200. That's green lights to the beach. Very easy for you to show you this way. Activision, I don't buy Activision. I just play Call of Duty. It kind of just hovers between, you know, really $74 to $78. So it's kind of a boring one for me. Bulls, this is one I really like. Looks great on the hourly. Trending up on the daily. Is triple leverage. You can still get in this one. This one's a good price. Maker looks good on the hourly and looks good on the daily. Okay. Ethereum, look at it on the hourly. We're at $16.92, guys. We're almost at $1,700. That's gangster. Looking good. You also had the breakout I told you about earlier, $16.71. So this is looking good on the daily. That's green lights to the beach, no doubt. Okay. ApeCoin, looking good on the hourly. Looking good on the daily. ApeCoin's looking good. Probably go back to, there'll probably be a lot of take profits over here or a breakout to the next leg up. You know, I think we're going to be basically going above the 200 and then cup and handles in first stage bases. And we're just going to rally for years, probably 3 to 5 years from this point. That's what I'm thinking. It'll be bumpy. There will be down days in the up market. I have to stress that because people freak out when there's one red day. But then I just say, grab your iPhone, go to TradingView, pick any stock or crypto, and choose 3 months. And you'll see they're all trending up. Okay? That's going to be going on for a long time. There's a bottom. There's a bottoming process. It's bumpy on the way to the top. And the top can go on for a very, very long time in a bumpy fashion. All the way up. Okay, so lots of money to be made. That's cool. SPXL. This is the S&P triple leverage bull. It's a good one to have. I play this a lot. This is looking good on the hourly and green lights to the beach on the daily. So if SPXL is basically the SPY but triple leverage and it's green lights to the beach on the daily, that's telling you the SPY is going up. And you could get it 3 times faster with this one. Okay, Starbucks has caught my attention many times recently. Looks good on the hourly. And it's like up there getting your all-time high again. I mean, this thing is moving. All-time high was 121.52 and you're at 109. I mean, look, everybody likes Starbucks, man. They're not going anywhere. This is one that's not going bankrupt. And usually it's boring, but Starbucks has been like not boring lately. Check this one out. Defend. Defend is not boring either. This thing is at all-time high. Oh, no, it's not. Sorry. It's up there, though, and it has been moving. That's on the daily. That's green lights for sure. You know, I never want people to be buying way up here. I'd rather you buy the cross, but see how it crossed here. You don't want to buy up here and then barely get anything. So you might need to wait that one out, but it is good, and that's defensive triple leverage. And it is pulling back on the hourly, but hasn't crossed yet. Okay, PayPal on the daily is not ready, but on the hourly it looks good. Crown Castle is one I'm interested in right now. So this is good on the hourly and almost getting there on the daily. I'm keeping an eye out on this one for myself. Walmart is one that is definitely not boring lately either. But I've mentioned Walmart and McDonald's 100 times in my videos that they do good in these kind of recessionary environments, and McDonald's was at all-time high just a couple weeks ago, and Walmart is way up there too. I mean, Walmart's moving. I mean, this is one of those companies that won't go bankrupt. It's a Dow stock. It's good. Okay, Algorand, one of my favorites. This is on the hourly. This thing is cracking at 27.42, and just crossed back to bullish on the daily. Now this right here is going to be your breakout at about 29 cents, so keep an eye out for that. Let's go through the crypto a little faster. So Link is green lights to the beach. Engine is green lights to the beach. Netflix is cool. Matic had the breakout I was looking for. It broke out, which was right here at 130, almost 131. So Matic's looking really good. And I went over that in depth in a few of my last videos actually, and I showed you the cello, the big bass, and how that turns into usually a 2, 3, 400 percenter once it breaks out. Well, we just broke out today, so you might want to watch that video. There's a pretty interesting stuff I show you in that. This one is BNT, and it is looking good. Dogecoin, I saw Elon was making some tweets last night. It just got the cross for the bullish cross on the daily. Dogecoin looks good. Ethereum Classic, also green lights to the beach. Avalanche, green lights to the beach, but under the 200. This is one I should mention. On Semiconductor, this thing has been a savage. What else? The Stellar Lumens, green lights to the beach, but not a leader. Chili's, I mean, it's at the over 14 cents now, but it hasn't really been doing much. I'm actually looking to get rid of the rest of my position when I can. I want to do it up here though when I double from where I'm at. So Atom looks good. Atom looks really good. That thing looks ready to rock and roll for a nice move. Bat token looks ready to move for a very nice move as well. That's green lights to the beach for sure. Uniswap has been showing strength. That's green lights to the beach as well. Sushi, green lights to the beach. Filecoin, green lights to the beach. Shiba, green lights to the beach. Solana, actually, green lights to the beach, but Solana has been lackluster. So until it gets over this, I'm really not paying much attention to Solana. It needs to get some conviction. The reason it's having those issues is because of the FTX thing, I think. Gala's not quite there yet. Litecoin is like definitely there. Not only does it have green lights to the beach and is already in phase 1, the accumulation phase, but it had a breakout and it's held. So it might come back and retest that breakout and then, bounce. Aave, one that I personally like a lot, does have green lights to the beach. That'll be a nice breakout too when that goes down at 91 bucks. So look guys, there's a lot of good stuff out there. Here's one that I'm up a lot on, like a lot. I got as high as 175% up on it. I'm still up like 123% on that. That's pretty good. I was up 175, so yeah, just every penny is like a huge amount of percentage currently with this thing. But I also really like this crypto GRT. I did a video. It has the girl with the blue hair and a big crypto coin that has an A on it, and in that I go over GRT and I talk about it. So I like that one. Cardano looks good. It's another one that I own. It is green lights to the beach, but rejected off the 200. But I'm not worried about Cardano. I think Cardano is going to be just fine. So guys, yeah, let's go take a look at TradingView on the indexes really quick, and then I'm going to cut you loose. That gives you a good scope of what's going on and a good way to look at it very simply on the line, and a good way to do your alerts so you can move fast. Just hit change. These are all shuffled during the day. It'll show you what's moving, and you'll see them rank up as they go or rank down. And then in after hours, you can do the same thing, and you can organize all your watch lists just like I did over here. Okay, here we are in TradingView. Here it is, more up than down. There's my thing saying we're probably going to test the 200 and bounce, and here's that sticky box of Confluence up here at 25,186. okay, we're on approach for it. More up than down. A bounce off the 200. Sentiment is looking strong. We are still in the dread-eye green lights if we're holding. If we're trading on the hourly with this system, you're still in. Okay, this line up here is that area, okay, for the box of Confluence. You don't know what that is. This tends to be an area once we get in here. We'll probably do this for a while. Okay, this could go sideways, like range bound, longs and shorts for a while until it breaks out. Just like this one went up and bounced its head on it, and it's going to make an attempt. When it gets in there, it's probably going to do this for a while till it comes out, and then it's going to rally really hard like this one did till it gets up here, and it's going to bump its head. That's what I think, and then it'll get in here and go sideways, and it'll do that three times. So the box of Confluence, if you notice, there's 3 stages, and in charts and structures, there's no more than 4 stages, but typically it starts getting loose and sloppy in the 3rd stage. So, first one goes here, bottoming process, bumps its head, gets in there. 1st stage base, finally breaks out, rushes to the door, probably rejects, then finally gets in there. 2nd stage, does it again, boom, rejects maybe a couple times, gets in there. 3rd stage, boom, 4th stage and off, and then we'll probably have a pullback again, and it'll just build and build and build. So that's Bitcoin, okay, and looking good on the daily. Okay, now let's look at the Russell. Russell up 1% on the day, looks good. And let me just, now that we have seen a pivot, let's go ahead and draw these in live. And just want to remind you guys, we are above the 200 on the daily, and we are above the 200 on the weekly. So I am opening margin on my account. I don't recommend you do that for yourself unless that's something that you're very comfortable with, but these were identifiable as bull flags. Somebody else in my group mentioned that, and I had noticed it as well. And then when he mentioned it, I had said to him, I was thinking the same thing. They're bull flags is what they are. This is an impulse, a pullback to the 200 and a bounce. And now you got this massive breakout coming here. So NASDAQ's looking good. And again, above the 200 on the daily and the weekly. Okay. Now the SPY is running up again. Got that bull flag look to it to me. And looks good, guys. SPY looks good. I think you're heading up for quite a while now. So you're above the 200 on the daily and also on the weekly, all is well. And the Dow, let's move my arrow that I was describing to you guys, the days that we bought here on the blue line, more here, rallied up when it felt like I said hold the line, bought more here, and I was using these arrows to explain that there are down days in an up market, but look how far we've come. Look how far we've come. We just got to get over this line on the Dow. It's such a pain in the ass, this line right here. We'll get over it. In fact, just to make you guys feel a little bit more positive here, we are only down from all-time high 8%. Only down 8% from all-time high on the Dow. Okay? The Dow is a barometer for the economy. Looks like it's saying it's a little confused on which way the economy is going to go, and it seems to be held up at this resistance, but it'll get through. It will. And just to finish off, the dollar has been going down. It is now showing a little strength. So I don't know if that's going to indicate a pullback or what. And the VIX, the fear has been coming down. So look, even though the fear is coming down, we still have what's called risk aversion. And I really, really like the current level of risk aversion. Now, if you don't know what that means, the most simplest way I can explain it is when you're in a boom phase and everybody is FOMOing at the top and highly leveraged and is highly euphoric and it's just going parabolic on all charts, there's no risk aversion. But right now we're coming out of a bear market. People are still hurt. They're bruised. They're a little scared. They got a little bit of shock going on. They're a little, should I get my toe in or should I do a cannonball in the pool? Their risk aversion is still keeping them at bay. So we're not in a euphoric status. Well, guess what? That never happens in phase one. We're exactly where we're supposed to be. My name is Chris. This is Wheelhouse Trading, and welcome to the Wheelhouse.